Hi. It's the 2-Minute Terminator.
Ellie Fitzgerald.
Ethan McKinley. And this is the 2-Minute Terminator, where we break down the Terminator films 2 minutes at a time. An urgent, mournful, and kind of newsreadery kind of music for the start. It's Ennio Morricone's soundtrack to The Incredibles. It's not, is it? It's The Untouchables, 1987.
The Incredibles is isn't that a cartoon, like a Pixar?
That's a Brad Bird 2014 Pixar movie.
I actually really enjoyed that.
I did. That's the best Fantastic Four film ever made that was never made.
We're agreeing on things. What the fuck is going on?
That's who should be in charge of the... Why? You shouldn't... Brad Bird, I was going to say, should be in charge of the Fantastic Four movie if they ever do another one. But when did we not agree on things? Are you referring to the best episode ever? 2 episodes back when we argued for 20 minutes
over babes.
Who
aren't babes.
Yeah. 2 soft 6s at best. That's the Bryce Dallas Howard.
Well, actually, I'd say Bryce is a soft 4.
No.
And Claire's
we're going to do an episode completely on them again. Just keep doing the same episode. Oh, no, Bryce is the better one.
Do you know what? I'd actually really like it if our listeners tuned in and said, oh, what do you think of these two? Like...
Join the debate,
like
everyone.
Celebrity Deathmatch.
We've put online, basically, on the Facebook page, a picture of them at their best and a picture of them at their worst.
At their worst.
Have a look at them, see what you think. If you've seen Jurassic World, you'll know who Bryce Dallas Howard is. If you've seen The Lady in Water, you'll know who Bryce Dallas Howard is. If you watch Homeland, you'll know who Claire Danes is. And if you watch Terminator 3 and listen to this show, you'll know who Claire Danes is.
I hated Homeland.
Why?
Her personality in that program, I literally wanted to strangle her the whole way through.
Is it because she cries all the time?
No way would someone
with
that much mental discord going on, and she's quite obviously depressed and just not got very good judgment, as if she'd be put in that kind of position of power and responsibility.
She's a woman. They're all like that.
This is true, but she is worse. Anyway, hit the music.
Howdy, stranger.
Don't say howdy, stranger to me.
You didn't do the 4th.
Thank God. It sucked. It sucked.
And we're back.
Anyway.
Okay. These 2 minutes start with the soothsayer, the oracle type Eddie going, "Hey, are you okay, son?" Then they will get captured by this robot. And then at the end, it ends with a robot dropping people into a containment pen. It's minutes 38 to 40. Ignore that timeline, Ellie.
It's kind of like the Nazis all over again, really, isn't it?
In what way?
Well, they're just collecting all these people and putting
for
these
experimentation and
stuff.
Yeah. Having said that, the Nazis did get such advanced technology because they obviously experimented.
Turned into the CIA?
No, well, they did that as well. That was at the end of the war. But they experimented directly on people. That's why they pushed their science so ahead in all fields, basically, including apparently creating and inventing anti-gravity, which was swept under the rug at the end of the war.
Yeah, that's very, very, very interesting subject that we will have to cover at some point. But let's get to Terminator.
Exactly. We're under the gun here. We're trying to bring you an entire week's worth of shows in one night. If you're listening to this now, shame on you. You should wait until this Thursday when it should have come out, but I've put them all out early because I'm not near a computer until Wednesday, but I'm doing another show.
Oh, that's unquestionable. Who are you interviewing?
Billy Corbin, the director of Cocaine Cowboys, the greatest documentary ever made.
Can you give us a brief overview of what Cocaine Cowboys is
If you've
about?
seen Scarface, the movie, it's basically the real story of all the Cuban exiles and Colombians. And if you watch Narcos on Netflix, it's basically the reality of that story. How the influx of drugs came into Miami, simultaneously tearing it apart, but also made it, at that time, the richest state in the amount of time they had. All the buildings all there have been built literally to launder money. All the banks were there to launder the money. And then Cocaine Cowboys 2 is about how the CIA were working with the minority groups to kind of filter in drugs in through California and Los Angeles and stuff. That's why you had all the gangbangers and stuff in the 80s.
Sounds like Brokeback Mountain, but just with drugs.
Yeah. Not quite, anyway. Ellie, you've made lots of notes for this episode. Tell us more.
I always make lots of notes.
Before we devolve into...
So we get a bit of product placement straight away in this 2 minutes. We get the Twinkie once again, in which Ethan so humorously said it's one of the only foods that could actually survive. Well,
no, that's in the notes. I think Kyle says that.
Really?
Yeah, it's out of the film.
This film?
Yeah.
Has he already said it?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, he's eating a Twinkie. He goes, that's one of the... burp come out.
He's a bit gassy. He's been drinking pure beetroot juice for the last
really have.
40 years.
Well, that's why I look like $1 million and you look like 5.
Yeah, but I'm much happier inside. Sometimes.
Are you there?
So I thought it didn't take very long for Wesley Snipes to turn against Mother Earth.
Yeah,
Once
he's like,
she offers
that's
the
our
kids
food, what are you doing?
the carrots. It's like, all right, mate. She's not giving her your cotton. Calm down. Yeah, so I thought that was a bit harsh. He also then says what I said in the previous episode, and that was, how come she makes all of the decisions? And he says, like, you don't get to decide if we give away our fuel or whatever. In that very moment, old Mother Earth gets clawed from the sky by, what even is that Terminator?
Well, that's one of the central questions for my side of the notes, really. Like, I don't know. What do you think of the design? Doesn't seem very Terminator-y.
If it had a head, I think it would. I would.
It just seems a bit ramshackle.
Really liked it if it had had a head. That would have been amazing. I thought it looked quite like the Iron Giant as well.
It did. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
It's got that lumbering. Well, you know what? It's got a retro look to it, hasn't it? That's what it is.
But with a gun for a head. It's a bit weird. And also, I'd expect the gun to be a bit. This was
Off a Domio advert.
No. This was Vangelis and the lead singer from Yes.
I agree.
It's called Al Capone. No, The Friends of Mr. Cairo. It's so good. You'd probably hate it, but it's amazing.
I know because you've played this.
Yeah.
And there's people singing on it. It's terrible.
No, it's not singing. They've taken clips from old like gangster movies.
Oh no, it's an original piece. But I was convinced it was this, and you were like, it's not that. They're two different things.
But
it was about a year ago we talked about it.
But The Friends of Mr. Cairo is a lot older than this.
That's what I'm saying. So you were saying it's a separate piece. So someone stole from someone. You're saying it's Ennio Morricone, the master.
Yeah.
How dare you? Get on with your notes.
Sold. Yeah, so also with this thing having this gun for a head, I'd have thought they'd make the gun a bit bigger and a bit more badass. Maybe like a cannon or something.
Well, it rolls up over his shoulder like Kane again. I think they've kind of
copied Kane.
A little bit.
Copy Kane. It's also got these kind of weird pterodactyl arms in the front as well, which made me think of the Queen alien. She's got those weird little. I can only describe them as pterodactyl hands.
I just don't see how anyone. Well, I don't think it really matters that they're not picked up with any kind of care or safety. But I guess it's like if you worked in an abattoir and you were just throwing chickens in a bucket or a basket, you wouldn't care. Chickens in a bucket.
So this is like the people catcher or the child catcher, but the Terminator version.
Yeah.
Marcus and Kyle start running away. Marcus picks up little Star like she's like a rag doll or like a black bin.
Well, I think that's
a black bin liner. Oh shit.
Well, I think past a certain.
I didn't even realise.
I think past a certain point, that's the dummy he's carrying.
I was gonna say, is that a real girl?
Also, when Marcus gets thrown against the side of the back of the 7-Eleven, he's going and holding his head. He does that at loads of points in the film.
Well, I was gonna say
he overreacts when he's injured, and I don't kind of get why that is.
That was one of my next note. Like, what the hell is Marcus doing? I mean, to be fair, there is an explosion caused by this people catcher, and this
dude with the
PC, the one that goes
run.
Well, another thing I wanted to mention as well is you see all these goats running away, and I was like, where the fuck are these goats coming from? And then you hear the man screaming, and it made me think of Screamin Goats, which was a way I thought would be really good to start the show. Just, the ones that sound like... So funny.
Yeah, do you think... This is why I'm confused. You are too, probably. Is this a settlement they already live in?
Yeah.
And they've got livestock and goats, and they produce food and stuff. Why would these Skynet people... Well, Skynet. Why would Skynet...
allow that to happen?
Have found them already.
Exactly.
Have they found them because they're tracking Marcus because he's a robot? Because he's the infiltration unit.
Well,
he's actually doing his job, isn't he?
Yeah, this is what these... You bought them here. Which, again, kind of makes me... This is so, like, Fury Road, Mad Max, and it's also so very, like, zombie-like. What's that film you showed me? Is it 28 Days a Night or something?
Yes.
Where they're all...
That's in the Arctic, though.
I know, different terrain, but... You brought them here. I don't know. It's very kind of zombie, very Mad Maxy.
Well, that's what they were going for. This actually obviously predates Fury Road by about 5 years.
About 5 years. Yeah. So.
Do you think this is the best course of action? Is just be driving away.
This is another. Yeah. Yeah.
How would you escape?
So Marcus and Kyle run towards the truck, and the guy's like, "You brought them here. You brought them here." Jumps in the truck and drives away. Just lands on its wheels and just drives away. They actually drove a van the Jeep into the garage. I was like, why don't they just get back in that? And then when they actually go back to the garage, they push
the gas container off the back of the truck, on the front of the truck, into the legs of that thing.
No, but that's a different truck. They had a Jeep before that they drove into the 7-Eleven, but now the Jeep's completely gone.
No, I know.
So is that a cock-up?
I think so.
Cock-up. Bing! So yeah, when Marcus gets thrown by the explosion, along with Star, Kyle, and someone else, Marcus obviously shows that, he's in a lot of pain. Kyle sits up straight away and he's like, Marcus, are you okay? Are you okay? And he's like, ah, ah, ah. It's like, you're a fucking Terminator, man up. Star gets thrown with the same velocity. She would be dead.
She would.
She would
it's
be
a movie,
dead.
Though.
That's a shit one. Anyway.
Yeah, those metal arms picking people up. You just get every bone in your body broken.
Oh, yeah. Easily. As if they've got, senses as to be like, okay, be a little bit more gentle with this
I guess not that matters, because...
Dude, you're like a radiator.
They obviously, I guess, go into an experimentation camp, so they would need them some alive and some dead, so I guess it wouldn't matter.
Also, with Marcus, considering we don't know what parts of him are Terminator and what are human.
See?
We don't know what parts of Marcus are human and what are Terminator, but surely when Marcus gets thrown back, if you remember in all the other films, when a Terminator gets thrown into something, it causes huge dents. Marcus doesn't even break the plank of wood that his butt smashes into. So again, wouldn't a Terminator, again, we don't know what the ratio is, being thrown into something, would that not cause more damage?
Well, yeah, of course. But maybe he's like a lighter metal or alloy model? As close to human as they could, I guess.
I just thought that he would have caused more damage to the surroundings that he'd been thrown into.
Well, he's just an enhanced human, I think. I'm coming down more on that idea now than he's an actual robot. I think he's still got all his organs. I think he's just been replaced with loads of cybernetic things and given enhanced strength. And a tracking device, obviously, so Skynet... He's doing his job as a Terminator, really. He's just not being a protagonist, is he?
Yeah.
He's being more of a passenger in this thing, as opposed to just ripping heads off.
And also the fact that he kind of picks Star up and he seems very caring of this child, it goes to show that there's obviously some kind of emotion in there.
Yeah.
Or compassion for
And the truck they use
humans.
is very Mad Max too.
Oh, dude, massive. Oh,
You've
wait.
not seen Mad Max?
I was going to say, I thought it was Fury
you
Road.
You haven't watched the original Mad Maxes.
Of all the films you've made me watch.
Goats.
Screaming.
Ah! There's that guy
when that loop next comes around, can we turn the volume up on that, please? I think everyone should share in that wonder. Also, they run towards the Mad Max truck. Kyle notices... Oh, actually, that's something that I wanted to know. Oh, we're going to get the scream. Yeah. Turn the music down, darling.
Oh, God. So many things to do.
Ooh, cool, she's a beautiful woman.
I'm an extra. I'm going to make the most of my extraness.
Does this people catcher, does it only really sense things that are moving? Because when they're stood still, it doesn't go to shoot them. It's only when people in these big vehicles that it actually seems to fire.
No, because it scans, doesn't it? It sees them. It kind of pinpoints them. It's probably aware of where they all are at that point, and then it just grabs what it can here. And when it senses when they're moving away again, I don't know.
I just thought maybe that it was like a movement.
They kind of, I guess, when they're seen and kind of logged, they go into a database like that. Because if you watch, it watches them to escape, and they're running towards the Jeep. It sees them, and then it kind of moves its. It knows what they're going to do, so it blows up the Jeep. Look, so the Jeep was there. So continuity in your face, Ellie.
All right, he's probably making notes, you bum.
I've got one thing.
Kyle also seems to be a bit of a better leader at this point as well.
I know he's assuming his mantle as he gets close to the resistance and around other people.
Better than
he's motivating. Yeah, he's motivating Marcus, right? I think this is why, if the original idea for the story, as we say nearly every episode, that John Connor was going to die and Carl, what's his name? Marcus Wright was going to take over John Connor's role and pretend to be John Connor because he was a machine. That would kind of set them up, I think.
That'd be so much better.
So Marcus Wright will be sending Kyle through time to save John. in this endless time loop.
Because it's Kyle that says we can't just drive. We can't just drive over here.
By the way, Ellie, trivia. At one point, the film carries the subtitle, The Future Begins. Coincidentally, the film Star Trek, which opened the same year, mere weeks before in 2009, used the same saying as the tagline. Actor Anton Yelchin, try and say that when you're drunk, appeared in both films. He played, obviously, Chekhov in the Star Trek film.
Ethan, when was the last time you were drunk?
Years ago.
Yeah.
Probably 20s or even teens.
No, there was that time you drank loads of rum and you were like trying to like feed ponies left, right, and centre when you were at some club and you fell down some stairs. Didn't
Oh
you?
no! I was at a
wasn't
house
that rum?
party, drank a bottle of rum, and then I was just trying to fuck every girl at the party.
But like,
Yeah.
like all the charm
got
and
one,
the
though.
guile. And did you?
Yeah.
Who?
I got one in the kitchen, and then I got one in a bedroom later.
Anyone I know?
No.
That's boring.
I think Sarah was one. Different Sarah, the one with the fake boobs. And the other one, I think, maybe was Jade. That was in the kitchen.
Who's Jade?
Just a girl.
Oh, Jade.
Yeah, I was trying to either her or someone. I was trying to dry hump someone on the kitchen, and they kind of pulled me off her.
Get this drunken mess out of my
And then
kitchen.
I think I nearly had a fight with someone and fell down a flight of stairs.
Oh my god. In other words, Ethan, don't drink.
And then hooked up anyway, because I'm such a badass.
Jesus Christ.
I've got a cock
Drunk
up for
sex
you,
is
Ellie.
horrible. Cock
Apart from
up.
that story in my own life, in the gas station scene, watch carefully and you can see the pull lines yanking the stuntmen away.
Oh.
Ooh.
I haven't actually noticed it, have you?
I haven't.
Oh, I love this piece of music.
Adagio for Strings by
Yeah.
Debussy.
Yeah. Yes, Ethan, I'm very impressed.
Well, it's from Platoon.
Oh, that's why he knows what it is.
Yeah. My war's over now. I'm Charlie Sheen. Thanks, Charlie.
Any more cock-ups?
No, I'm done with all my stuff.
Shit, man, this is going to be the shortest episode we've done in a while.
That's absolutely fine.
As we play out this melancholy piece by Debussy, very correctly pointed out by
Well,
Ethan.
thank you all for listening, everyone. We shall return tomorrow with episode 21.
We
So it
will.
should be Friday, but you're getting it tonight, an entire week.
Ooh.
Don't we work hard for you? Do you know how hard it is to produce a freaking daily podcast?
Tell them, Ethan.
You know what? I
This
think
music's so apt.
if we lived near each other, it'd be quite easy to do, I think. But we could just just do them on a Sunday, and I could just drop them in throughout the week. I think it's because it goes on YouTube as well, to be held for all time. Battling the copywriters, whatever. Because it appears on so many kind of broad platforms. It's so difficult to produce. So I do hope you appreciate the show we bring to you.
Do watch all the new
Every day.
YouTube videos as well, because the
clip
video
we're
and
talking
commentary
about
is so
plays
good.
on a loop as we're talking
with a
about
lovely
it.
background.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in real time. But yeah, thanks for watching.
And
Thanks for listening.
listening.
Go to the Facebook page. Check out the greatest collection of Terminator rare stills ever committed to the internet. You can see the clips we're talking about there. You can find SoundCloud there as well. You can download us on YouTube there. You can download us on iTunes there. So please check out those 3 or 4 platforms.
And please do check out Screamin Goats if you haven't seen it before. It's amazing.
It is
If you're having a
amazing.
bad day, just whack on Screamin Goats. Compilation. Do it.
Well, and with that, hasta la vista, goat boy.
Baby.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Shut up if you can't take a joke.
You are trashing my scene.
Shut the fuck up, would you? Shut the fuck up. Shut up if you can't take a joke.
And I ain't walking on this set if you're still hired.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Shut up if you can't take a joke.
I'm fucking serious.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Shut up if you can't take a joke.
You are trashing my scene. What don't you fucking understand? 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 Fucking kiss your fucking head. What don't you fucking understand? Fucking kiss your fucking head. What don't you fucking understand? Fucking kiss your fucking head. What don't you fucking understand? Fucking kiss your fucking head. Seriously, man, you and me, we're fucking done professionally. Fucking ass.